Hey, Les. So I'm joined by Chair of the LMC Conference, Dr. Matt Mayer, who's just been re-elected as Chair again for another year, so doing a great job and stuff. So Matt, tell us about LMC UK Conference and how it runs for those that haven't been here.
So the LMC UK conference, as the name implies, covers all LMCs in the whole UK, and historically was the policy forming body for the whole UK. And before health was devolved, everything would all come to the UK conference. Times have changed a lot since then, and health's now devolved, and individual nations decide a lot of their policy. There's not as much that is decided at this level, and for that reason, and we've just had a debate, very helpful debate in the room there about that. We are constantly reforming conference to make it more collaborative and more sort of CPD based and sharing of good practice. So we tried to start piloting that a bit this year. So you'll see LMC sharing their best practice, sharing good ideas, plenary speeches like that. You'll see policy that affects the whole UK or might just affect one nation, but that nation wants to bring it to the UK to get support and things like that. So you'll sort of see things like that coming out of the UK conference, and it's a constantly evolving thing.
And we definitely saw some of that yesterday. So from the Secretarials Committee, if I remember rightly, they shared some really interesting data, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, so that was from Beds and Hearts LMC, and that was the sort of thing that we usually show at the LMC Secretaries Conference, which is another conference that's one day long that comes under the umbrella of myself and UK. And part of what we've asked conference today, which they've agreed to, is piloting, moving a lot of that content over from Secretaries Conference into the UK conference. So all LMC reps and observers and attendees of this big event, because it's a lot bigger, there's about 500 people here, can access all of that that sort of CPD, that collaborative shared learning. So
Okay. And I guess for those that aren't here, who aren't really involved, I guess, in the LMCs and stuff, how would you describe it for them in terms of what impact they could have and how it may affect them?
Yeah, so it's live streamed, so you can watch it if you're really interested. But I think it's important to see, and I'd encourage anyone who's interested to apply to their LMC to come as an observer. It's important to see how your LMC is contributing to national policy or to UK policy. It's also important and really helpful to see and meet other LMCs from around the UK, because they might do things very differently. LMCs are independent, they're a lot like countries in that way. So they're all autonomous, they look after their own governance and structures and everything. So it's really good to share, and level up each other and share good practice. So I'd encourage anyone who's interested in what LMCs do generally, or doesn't really know what they do and wants to get more involved, to talk to their LMC about whether they can attend the conference as an observer, because it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of we're all on one site at this place, which is a really nice venue, isn't it? And we're able to therefore network a lot. We're able to have lots of chats, like I'm having chats at the moment in one of my breaks. Definitely encourage anyone who's keen to get involved.
Definitely. And finally then, if you had to give 2 quick tips for people that are coming to LMC UK conference, or I guess any of the other LMC conferences, what would they be?
So one tip, and this is a tip I wish I'd had when I was a newbie, is to actually watch a live stream first, or come as an observer first, because when I first came as a rep, I actually was like, no idea what's going on at all. And I was sat there, and by the time I figured out how the thing functioned, it was too late for me to contribute, because you have to put speaker slips in, you have to sort of put all that stuff in quite early in advance, so that we can sort of prioritise people. So that's one tip. The other tip I would say definitely is speak and contribute. Because it's terrifying when you first do it, but it's actually, you did a couple today, didn't you?
Yeah.
But I'm sure you probably agree, but it's actually highly addictive.
It is, yeah. You kind of want to jump up and do more, but at the same time, it's terrifying.
There's a certain dopamine surge that happens when you come down from the stage, basically when everyone claps or doesn't boo. I'd encourage people to speak. I remember my very first speech, I was absolutely bricking it, and I just got so hooked on it that I'm now the chair. So I would definitely encourage people, if you do come, it might be 10 seconds of terror when you stand the first time, but it's really, really fun. So do get involved.
Definitely. I think if people want to check out the whole voting process, we covered that as part of the PCM Plus live stream I did last night from the conference, which has been really chaotic and stuff. I know, and things, so definitely check that out. Thank you, Matt, for this. I think people are going to love to hear about this, and hopefully we'll be back next time.
Thanks a lot. Cheers, mate.